Start every video with a smile. All right, waiting for my guest, Dr. Terrence Michael Demter, DC. Dr. Demter said, "I'm not that type of doctor." I wanted to ask him some medical questions. So while we're waiting on him, we just give you an update. Wait. Here he comes. Here he comes. Uh, we need to make sure I can actually hear this.
Wow, that was quick, right?
Yeah, it went through. I wanted to see if I can pull up another link. You know, I like to make sure I learned from Kevin Samuels to make sure you're pulling up stuff and make sure so we can hear, the audience can hear us, because we don't have a nice producer in the studio.
Yeah, I just pulled up the feed on my
Oh,
computer.
so you got
Yeah,
it up.
yeah.
All right, give me a second. I'm gonna where am I at? I really want to get that phone right there. Uh, give me a second. I want to get up on camera. Hold up. Forget it. I'm gonna let it roll this time because my energy level is waning.
Yeah.
Energy level. So I was starting to give people a quick update. So the world famous C word 19 that you're not supposed to say anymore. Unfortunately, out of 10 times when I was working plumbing, going in and out of people's houses for all of 2019, 2020, 2021, into 2022, and then into 2023, I took 9 C19 tests, all of them negative. Now, I do believe that at the end of 2021, coming up into the ice storm here in the DFW area, I believe I was sick because it was like a 9 day period. I like was sick, thought I was better, then relapsed for like 5 days. So it was like really a 2 week ordeal. I believe if I had got tested then, maybe so. But that's the interesting part. But that video, the lady you sent me, who was talking about, you're sick because you're fat. I was looking. I understand that. I really do. You're going through stuff because I see what she's saying, but it really takes a really enlightened mind to really open up to the perspective of what she's saying. In this reality, in this dimension, in this time and space, you're choosing to be as sick and go through it as tough as you can because you're tired of it. And as you transition to these other realities, you won't need that experience anymore. You won't need to be sick. You won't need to be unhealthy. You know what it feels like. You know what it's like. You know what cancer is. You know what diseases are. You know what these things is. Have you ever noticed those people who never get sick their whole life? You ever met any of those people? They
A
never get
few,
sick at
yeah,
all.
yeah, a few that never seem to get sick.
Those are those people. They have no need for illness because them jokers in their past existence might have had the bubonic plague. They've
Yeah,
experienced it. They don't care for it anymore.
yeah. I mean, I just with her, I don't care for her. Her whole thing is like it's ascension symptoms. You know what I mean? And that may be the case, but um, I just think she has a bunch of followers who, you know, I can't understand why I'm sick all the time. Oh, okay, now I get it. It's ascension symptoms, or like I think you have to be rational about it. There's something to what she's saying. There's something to what you're saying. But sometimes there's just sick people out there who need. I'm not saying they need some sort of. They need to choose some sort of lifestyle or healer to raise their energy and their frequency. And she's sort of always saying, more light's coming in. And it's the way I look at it is, that's a healing light too. You know what I mean? And sometimes you do get symptoms as your body's clearing out the old junk. that is agreed. But we got to look at it as a healing light, and not bamboozle people who may need some authentic healing, may need a lifestyle change, and just feeling like they're okay with the way they are because, well, they're just ascending into 5D. I mean, that's
Well,
speculative at
I
best.
you've obviously listened to her more than probably I have.
Yeah,
But the thing, what I'm getting from her is, have you ever done witchcraft?
yeah, yeah.
Have you ever been just diabolically evil?
No, no. I mean, we're talking years ago here, 20, 30 years ago. I did take an interest in Wicca, and we had a small group who did ceremonies, but it was very much a white magic type of situation.
Reason why I'm bringing this up is, remember, you don't discount other people's realities because they're telling you something about the overall universe.
Yeah,
I'm thinking when I'm listening to her, I believe what she's saying is real. Now I don't know if she's trying to, to trick people and to pump other, a religious thing,
I
or
don't
selling some kind of new wave product. But what I'm saying is, for people who may have done like some alternate things that are not vibrating to a fifth dimension or a extended reality, when you get bombarded by that light and that energy, your ass gonna get sick
Yeah,
because
that makes sense.
pulling it's pulling that negativity. Just like, have you ever, when you go through a cleanse,
Yeah,
and you go through the cleanse, you happy that first couple of days, you like, oh man, yeah, I took these products, then all of a sudden, woo, what happened? It's like, because all that stuff is being pulled out of your body, and it doesn't want to let go. It's grasping on to even to the energy itself. It's trying to pull on to it. So I'm gonna give her the benefit of doubt and say that's what I believe or feel that she's talking about. But if she's talking about any other crazy stuff, that's her reality. She'll live that existence.
yeah, yeah. So what are we gonna talk about today?
All right. So today you were talking about the Mandela effect.
Yeah, we're talking about that.
So what is within 5 minutes? Give me a 5 minute synopsis. What do you feel the Mandela effect is to you?
Um, I mean, I honestly think this. Like, I mean, I am someone who believes that the timelines are coming closer together, and there is a bit of that going on. But I honestly think it's just being pumped up as something it's not. Um, I everyone has you remember something, uh, you like something, and you think
Mm-hmm.
about it over time, over the years, and you remember it the way you like it. I was thinking about this today, and I have a video by I don't know if people are familiar with Terrence McKenna, but he has a video I really liked and listened to over the years, and it goes something like you know um, what civilization is 8 billion people trying to make themselves happy by standing on each other's and kicking each other's teeth in. Okay, and I said that the way I've remembered it and the way I wrote about it. But going
Yeah.
back and watching the video, because I did another video on this a while back, he actually says what civilization is people trying to make themselves happy by standing on each other's shoulders. So, I mean, it's just kind of the way I remembered it. Do I think it's the Mandela effect
Mm-hmm.
that was changed? No. Um, do I think that people went out in some kind of conspiracy and changed that Tom Cruise. One of my favorites is Tom Cruise in Risky Business, the dance scene. I remember him as wearing sunglasses,
Mm-hmm.
but is it just something I remember from that movie? I like the movie. Maybe I've thought about it over the years. And hey, let's face it, a young Tom looks pretty badass in Black Ray Bans. You know what I mean? And did we just
Mm-hmm.
remember that? I tend to go more along those lines than the people actually like jumping timelines type of thing. Because let me ask this: why is the Mandela effect only sort of happening within celebrities? You know, the Bernstein Bears, we got the Nelson Mandela started it, Tom Cruise, the Queen of Bohemian Rhapsody. People said they remember an ending going, uh, champions of the world. Well, I mean, there's a part before the end of the song where they do that. So are you just remembering it wrong? Like when I'll start to really believe there's something funky going on with timelines, is this. Number one, I mean, Nelson Mandela, as far as I know, had children and probably like grandchildren, maybe. Now, did these folks like wake up one day and go, "Holy crap, man! I mean, I remember Grandpa died, in prison. Like now he's not. What's going on?" Or just your average non-celebrity people saying, you know, maybe you had a child die. I mean, like an offspring, a son or a daughter, die at a young age. Okay, and then one day you're just kicking it back in the living room, and in walks this person and says, "Hey, Dad," and you're like, "Who are you?" And like, "Don't you remember me? I'm Johnny." That type of experience where maybe your wife died, your spouse died, and you remember the cancer, you remember the death, you remember the aftermath, and then one day you wake up, look over, and holy crap, there's your wife. When things like that start happening to average people, I'll be more willing to consider that is something that's happening right now. I think the most rational explanation is, I don't know, for some reason, just people remember things. I know my wife, we've been together almost 30 years, and we'll have the same experience. When we're both there, this happened, and we'll remember it. Look back a few years ago, and she'll remember it completely different than I do. And I just don't think it's from some sort of magical timelines, but I just think it's after so many years, you you like a certain version of what happened. You think about it often, and it gets ingrained sort of in your mind as that's the way it was. And now whether that was actually the way it was when it happened or not, who can prove it? Like I say, if people start waking up and dead relatives or something like that in mass, I mean, then we say, well, something's going on. What do you think?
Okay. All right. So I believe that 95% of people who do the videos and stuff like that are either biobots, conspiracy people who want to pump a certain agenda.
Yeah,
What the Mandela effect is a certain amount of beings on here. Remember we talked about before, is there really 8 billion souls on the planet, 8 billion spirits on the planet?
no,
Or is some that broke it down and said there's only 144,000. So what the Mandela effect is in that timeline, in that timeline, they remember Mandela dying in like 1982. And I'm one of those people. I literally remember that as a kid.
yeah,
He died in that timeline.
yeah,
Now, another thing is the Sinbad movie as a kid. I remember watching that movie. And then I went back looking for it, like, man, when is it going to come back out? I didn't remember what it was on. But see, the thing is, you have 95% trying to sway you into a whole different opinion of what the Mandela effect. And that's why you're thinking what you're thinking now. You're thinking, well, why ain't other people? Well, the thing is, okay, they always say that the witness to a crime is not as good as like video evidence and stuff like that because people see and hear what they want to see and hear. That you might see something, your wife might see something, and give kind of two different things. So that's what they're playing off of. That's the whole conspiracy. They're playing off of that, knowing that is one of the realities of it, that you're going to see things different and she's going to see it, your friend's going to see it, and they're hoping to confuse you by doing that. But the truth is, it's just a shift in reality. Some people experienced it in that timeline Most did not experience it for whatever reason. If they're real, not what, I don't know, because I am not the divine creator of all. I don't see every dimension, but it's basically that's what happened. We don't know what happened to that timeline. I don't know why I'm in this timeline per se, but when they start talking about, well, Berenstein Bears are spelled like this, they're at that point when they do that, they're just playing on your memory. They're just playing everybody's memory against everybody's memory. The key facts is it is happening to other people, because I'm gonna tell you just my personal story. I was dealing with something one day and I was having the experience that I was dealing with it. And then the next day, whatever I was dealing with had to have been a dream, because it was not in this reality, but it felt real. Like sometimes I go back in my dreams, past dreams, and I'll relive the past dream, and I'm like, God dang it, that thing felt real, like it really happened. Well, some people say also when you sleep, you go to the real world or parallel world. So my thing is, a lot of times when you get these conspiracy things or these theories on stuff, there's always a force out there that is so equipped, so focused on bringing you back to this reality, to don't want you to think, hey, your dreams might be a gateway out of here. Holistic medicine might be an alternative source of healing. Uh, Raising your vibration could help you lead you away from here. Their whole focus, and it's just like, and we always go back to the Matrix. Matrix, I don't know what in 1,000 years what that movie's really gonna mean, but it's like there's always a Scythe in there, the character who betrayed him, who's always willing to do whatever it takes to get that steak once again, to feel that delicious, juicy steak, and get you, that person back into it. And Scythe again, Cypher, I forget how to really say his name, um, but he was in love with Trinity also. So he could be the beginning of what is called the simp.
Yeah.
You know, guys, because he's the ultimate simp. He was so in love with Trinity. When Trinity started having the hots for Neo, he was willing to sacrifice the world to get what he wanted. He's like, hey, put me back in there. But hey,
Yeah.
side note, she got to be madly in love with me.
Yeah, I want a lot of money and I want women to like me. Yeah, it's like I want a better reality. I want that 5D reality,
Yeah, and
I want to dream
that's
of.
what I really, that's my real opinion on the Mandela effect.
Uh,
I believe that people have experienced a shift in reality, time, whatever it is, but it's a personal thing that they've experienced with a mass amount of other people, not the vast majority of people, a certain amount of people. They've experienced that, they were a part of that, and that's what they're talking about. But then, like I say, you got the force. Ralph Smart like to say the inorganic ones. They come in, they say, "Oh no, 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 no." They call Todd, Raymond, Gerald, Ted, Roger, activate, agents activate, come in and start throwing, these messages. I, Carl, Tammy, Susan, Bobby, John, Jacob, throw these messages over here, and they just start, swashing it up, and just, you can't have one coherent thought, because this is the biggest thing about it. People, and I see these lying ass people when they do this, they say, oh, well, in a safe that I've got the original tape, the original, and a lot of them just show the fake little thing that Sinbad did years ago when he was making fun of it when people were talking about it. And that's what it really is. Just like when they say the whole Ed McMahon Publishers Clearinghouse, I know that to be real because I used to play that stuff all the time, and I was like, "Hey, Ed McMahon." But the whole point is, if there is a paradigm shift, the only people who are truly going to be aware of it is the people from the other paradigm.
yeah, I
So
mean,
if we switch, I'm just real quick. I'm gonna use Marvel as an example. The Marvel universe. I don't know why it's not called Marvel Universe One or Marvel Zero, but it's the main one that we watch here. It's the 818, 816, or something like that. Uh, if the 816 universe is not the main universe, when they switch over to that universe, those people are just going to look like they're crazy.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So then it goes to say, is everybody in the mental institution crazy?
No, I don't think so. I think some people had authentic experiences, and like I said, if that happened to me, okay, where I was in the living room one day, and as you know, I had a son who died in 2012, and then guy walks in and says, "Hey, Dad," you know, and hey, I'm the only one that remembers him as having died. My wife doesn't. He's obviously not dead. I wouldn't tell nobody that because they're gonna lock me up.
Wait. Hold up. Okay. How you told that story, I was taking that story as this happened to you. This didn't happen.
This didn't happen, no. But I'm just saying,
Oh,
because
okay.
you
I
got
thought it
Nelson
happened. I
Mandela,
was,
you got these famous people, but there's got to be like a
okay.
personal timeline shift where, as far as you remember, you experience reality A. Say a child died, a spouse died, and then you switch to reality B where they didn't die. And you're the only one that knows. I wouldn't say anyone, so I can't say that that hasn't happened to anyone. It hasn't happened to me. But you'd think if that's what's happening, you'd have more personal experiences too. What did Nelson Mandela's children and grandchildren think of that? Did they remember him dying in prison or not? We're
Okay.
I
But
remember
one,
grandpa died in prison, now he's
okay. But once again, that's what I'm trying to break the confusion up.
Mhm.
They are not going to remember any of it because they're not from the other. Even Nelson Mandela's not going to remember it. He is not from that timeline. So you've had individuals that when the universes collided or bumped were shifted. Those individuals are going to be the only ones who experience this. Show, what was it? Kevin McConnell back in the day called Sliders, which was one of my favorite shows, and I really never got a chance to keep up with it back in when I was a kid. But you would slide from universe to universe. He would have understanding. The person sliding from universes would have a understanding of more what's going on. The person in the universe has no perception of that. How can you perceive something that you're not a part of? But this again is people. Is there parallel reality? Is there multiple realities? Is there multiple worlds, multiple universes? And do people move between those universes? So if you had that sliding device and you moved into universe 10, which is just a little bit different, Mandela's still alive to this day. You see what I'm saying? And you go to Mandela and say, hey, man, but you died in 82, but then you died again in 2000, well, I don't know, 13. Uh, and he looks at you like, security.
yeah, exactly. Would you say it if that happened to you?
Hell no, because you should be
Yeah.
aware that you're sliding into other realities.
Yeah,
And
Bashir.
I
I don't know.
told you that's what's going on, and that's what's being suppressed. It has nothing to do with these people say they got all this evidence of the name change and shit. That's just memory. That is just memory. Name shifted. Shit. One day I'm looking at Muhammad Ali poster. Hell, that name could be spelled with two A's. You know what I'm saying? But that's for people who are actually witnessing the shift. The people who are part of that timeline ain't witnessing nothing because they're a part just of that timeline. So you ask this question. I'm gonna ask this question. They say there's 11 different dimensions, and possibly God is at the end of the dimensions in the 11th dimension.
Mm.
But is present in all down. So in the fourth or the third dimension, our reality, his presence seems to be everywhere at once. He seems to be in everybody, or it seems to be in everybody's life all at once simultaneously. You see what I'm saying? Fourth dimension, fifth dimension, that's what it's supposed to be, this total presence.
Yeah.
So trying to explain that to a third dimensional person, it is trying to explain the mechanics of a nuclear device to a toddler.
Yeah.
You know, all they know is red button push.
Yeah.
You know, the explaining the mechanics and what it does and what it's going to yield and all that. They see red button push. So that's what I'm saying. That's the whole trick. Every last one of them I let my spirit guide me through. Every time I saw the videos and never really took anything, even the ones I thought were good, with any kind of real promise to it, other than this information. But what I always saw was there's an agenda to confuse more. And the truth is never about confusing, it's about coming to one common thread, one common reality. Hey, this is what's going on, and this is it. And even if it comes to a thing of multiple dimensions, multiple realities, and stuff like that, they ain't never supposed to scare anybody or mislead people or confuse people. It's just supposed to be information. It is what is. The
Yeah.
matrix is just information. It is what is, what experience. So when you dream at night?
I do. I'm not one that remembers my dreams very often.
So what if you spent a year diligently, as much as you would work in life, getting up, writing down your dreams, recording your dreams, and analoging your dreams for a whole year, focusing on the techniques to lucid dream and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's people who have done that. There's people that's what they're interested in. And now, if we had them next to us and have their conversation, is going to sound weird as hell to me,
Yeah.
because they're hyping up a part of them and experiencing something that I ain't took the time in, and I don't plan on taking the time in, not right now that I'm thinking to try to do. But do I discount their reality of what they're experiencing? Because they're in their minds, they're experiencing something. I told you, I've had just earlier when I was asleep. Well, not recent when I took this little power nap, because you know when you got that C19, your energy is woo.
Yeah.
If I get up, and jog around this building, I'm gonna be laying on that floor right there for about the next hour or so. You know, and I can jog even though I'm big. I actually can move around. But no. So earlier when I woke up this morning, I was having night terrors. You know, I was having night terrors, and they were pretty graphic. I even had one. This dude was jumped on my back, was trying to kiss me and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh no, dude! Hey," I was saying some crazy stuff to him, and I look back in that dream now from an outside perspective. That wasn't even a human on my back. It was something else.
Yeah.
So now that I just said, do people just say, "Oh, well, that was nothing. That was a dream"? But what is a dream? They don't even know what a dream is. People don't know what dreams are. You see what I'm saying? So, like I say, whenever they go into this, everybody wants to break down, oh, this Mandela effect. The thing is, there was a common thread. People remember Nelson Mandela, 82. They were, it was the 80s, 80 to 82. They remember the Sinbad. Those are the two common threads right there.
Are you
So
talking
in
about when you
that
said Sinbad, though? You're talking about that movie. They said Shazam, right?
where it was, yeah, Shazam with Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay,
That's
so
what they
I
said.
did look up. I looked up the Sinbad, and I looked up the Ed McMahon. Okay, they are
Mm-hmm.
Googleable. There's not. You can look up Ed McMahon and find YouTube videos with him doing that. So that's a bit of a fabrication, I think. And
Yeah,
what I
but
think
when
about
you look up,
Sinbad was the movie was called Kazam.
yeah, Kazam, yeah,
Kazam.
Kazam,
Yeah, and it
yeah.
is Googleable. It's not like it doesn't, and then somebody's denying it where you can't find it. It's
Yeah,
available.
but that when you look that movie up, Sinbad is not in that movie. That's not an IMDb movie. What you're looking up is the hoax that they played when Sinbad goes back and he makes a joke. He makes a hoax commercial out of it because he got tired of people talking about it. When you look at go to IMDb right now and look up that movie, it's not on IMDb. Even
Yeah.
with the Egg McMahon theory is Egg McMahon, if you go in Wikipedia or Google, Egg McMahon said, I never worked for Publishers Clearinghouse.
Uh,
Look that stuff up. Break it. Hey man, look. If you find something different than I've been looking, hey, that's another shift for me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What you're finding is people are making hoaxes out of an issue because now they're trying to play with people's minds. So you have some really diabolical beings here on this planet also, who want you to stay in this reality, who are invested with everything they got. There is no plan B. It is reinforced plan A. What's reinforced plan A? Reinforced plan AA. They
uh,
are invested. They invested 10,000% in keeping you into this reality.
okay, what I pulled up on YouTube is a 1992 American Family Publisher sweepstakes commercial with Ed McMahon.
Hmm.
That's what it said.
Now, would you look that on YouTube?
Yeah, so I got it pulled up now.
Now, confirm that without just list because YouTube is people putting it on there. Now confirm that to be the actual thing. Without just list because YouTube is.
No, it played a video. I'm gonna try to get something long enough so I can pan the camera over.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get something long enough to pan the camera over.
Uh-oh, dang your screen is
Uh,
your TV is feeding back.
uh, I don't know, man. It's a weird thing. We turn it down. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, there's some weird shit going on with that. I mean, it may be we're just kind of timeline jumping. Um, just wanted to what I thought about earlier when I knew we were going to do this video was you got to go to the possibility of are we living in a simulation? Like Fleur Brand says, where we just have the next download of reality, and in this download, there's no Sinbad movie. Tom Cruise not wearing sunglasses. You know what I mean? Egg McMahon didn't work for
That's what they talk about.
Sinbad. Is that possible? You know what I mean? And how
So
do you do it? Or like you said, it gets so convoluted where I think you're on to something. There are these, fallen angels beings that are kind of running reality, okay? And
they're
and
invested.
they need to keep people in this box to where we don't see, holistic health, or there is a possibility of multiple timelines, that we possibly are more powerful than we think we are. So I think they come up with this like it's a simulation. It's all set. That's kind of a fabrication as far as it's not the only real simulation is the only true reality is source in its natural eternal form. Everything else is a simulation that source came up with to experience more than just its eternal form. I mean, just to that play, to have fun, experience reality. And if you go into the 11 dimensions and then you are source, why not make it so you can experience every possible reality? You can experience a reality where you got married, and in some reality you experience the reality you didn't get married. maybe the reality where you went to college, maybe for you the reality where you stayed in Atlanta, that type of thing. Do all these things exist? Sure, why not? And do you have some kind of bleed over? Possibly, but I think there's an agenda to come up with some stuff like this, or at least promote it to keep people in that. Like, let me tell you a story because I've been more sensitive lately, and I'm not going to go into specifics, but my wife's been going through some stuff and trying to get herself out of it. Okay, there's a situation, and it was something that had this reality played out, it wouldn't be dire, but it'd be a big pain in the ass. Have a life timeline, okay? And
Mhm.
and we were in the car. She was on the phone, so I was sitting in the passenger seat, and we were listening to what the guy, the representative for this company, was saying, okay. And after we hung up, I said, this is it. This is the reality. We need to focus on, like, I just felt it. This is the time where it's possible that this can happen, where you'll just be relieved of this stuff.
Yeah.
Focus on it. We both focused on it and both, prayed about it. And it happened. It happened. She's been relieved. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just like I felt that this is the 5D. Because remember, like, they talk about 5D and all that, and there's possible other timelines where, you didn't get married, you stayed you live in another place, you work another job. There's all these other possible timelines that are just as real as this one. Okay, so we're going forward in time. So why not go forward from the third dimension through the fourth dimension of time space into the fifth dimension where all these alternative timelines exist, of the one where Nelson Mandela, you know, actually died in risky business, whatever it is. I don't know. It's just when, yeah. Weird things have been happening to me too when I'm coming up with some of these videos, and the Matrix will just kind of like, we shut you down. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
because I everything shifted.
yeah, like Simon Chef. So when you talk about this type of stuff, uh, so going forward, I mean, I try to, like, plan my day. Like, how's my day gonna be? What do I want to do at work? You know what I mean? If you're looking coming into a supermarket, into a Walmart, and it's crowded, see a space opening up in your head. And I think these things are getting easier to do, to jump sort of not timelines, but to the next better timeline going forward. You know what I mean? And people are waking up to this too, where we are powerful creators, that we can create our own reality, and there are, these beings in power, controlling the earth through, their minions who want money, sex, power, and they're giving these people these things, and some are probably just completely unconscious because of it, controlling the earth, and they don't want us waking up to this reality at
Ah,
all.
man, I'm sorry, people.
My feed is, when we were at about, I don't know, 25, 26 minutes, and now I'm at 1 minute and 35. So I don't know.
Now, whatever happened, it happened.
Huh.
It shifted, but it seems to be normal. We'll see when the video's over.
Because it should be fine.
But
So yeah, I think there are these things, and there's a lot of these. Like, we have
do
the
you do
algorithm.
you have do you have your on your on still?
What, my YouTube?
Yeah, the YouTube that's watching this.
Yeah.
Turn
Yeah.
click it off.
Click it off.
Yeah,
Uh, okay.
yeah, the one that's watching this, click it off.
Yeah, I did.
Click it off your screen.
I did. Yeah.
That's what is interfering with it. but it's still somehow still playing. That may be also the way they're monitoring us.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know if there's a them as much as there is an AI or a algorithm or something. And I do believe a lot of these algorithms favor a certain point of view. You know, I mean,
Well,
and it's
as Mr. B says, algorithm only means audience.
yeah.
He said when you
If
look at
everyone's
it in
saying the
terms of
same
audience, is what is the audience interested in?
Well, I know, but if everyone's saying the same thing, it's not information that's
Well,
advertised. You know what
one,
I mean?
once again, audience is a bigger term. Who is the audience?
Uh,
So, say there's only 1 million souls on this planet, but we think there's 8 billion people. The other 8 billion is in that audience too, and they're all a part of those waves, those algorithms.
uh,
So, if you want to keep the 1 million people suppressed, you've got to keep the other 8 billion occupied
yeah.
with shit that don't matter,
Yeah, and getting into the non-player characters again,
non-playable
and
character.
yeah, that
Oh, shoo, boy, bad basketball.
uh,
Now, man, look, I'm happy. You see, I'm drinking this water because I'm be this will. I was drinking some vegetable soup earlier because the moment I stop drinking that or the water, you know I'm gonna start sneezing, spitting up, or just coughing.
uh,
So I'm getting to the point where it's kind of getting it's kind of pushing it. I'm trying to push it back, but I'm gonna be I done ran out of paper towel.
yeah, man, it's ascension symptoms. That's all it is.
I'm about to start I'm about to start being kind of bad on video.
Yeah, what time are we looking at? I'm almost 6 here, so yeah, I do gotta get going and do some 3D shit.
Man, you sung a song on one of our live streams, and I went back to try to find that song because I wanted to turn it into a jingle, and I could not find it. I said, "Damn, I'm gonna have to watch the whole videos to find that song."
It's on my channel. I did it. I did it for my channel. It's called
Wait, you did that song?
Yeah, it goes.
Send me that video.
Okay,
Send me that video.
I did it.
Because I like that song that you did. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I put it up. I'll send you the video. It's like about a minute
Okay.
video. It is on the Open Minds channel. I got my new channel now, the New Earth Ascension. Actually, I just did a video before me and you talked. Trying to work on that one. I think I'm pretty much gonna let the Open Minds go. I want to focus more on like sort of one topic. You know what I mean?
Oh, keep the other channel. Just do just when you need it, do something with it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to delete it. I'm just saying I'm going to
Yeah.
add
Just
more.
do something with it because you might have a thought to talk about something different one day, and that's what open minds is.
I have a
Different
lot of stuff.
subjects.
I kind of wanted to go more positive with it, so I'm kind of doing the New Earth Ascension. In the comments, I'll put a link up to my new channel.
Okay. Yeah. Now once I go back in the descriptions, I could add it into descriptions also.
Yeah, you can add it in. I'll put up a comment with a link, and I'll send you that video with the song. I did do the song on my channel.
Yeah, I was looking for it and I couldn't find it. I said, golly, I got to sit here and watch this all and try to find it. I thought I knew where it was, but yeah, my energy is it
Yeah.
it is dropping.
Yeah, I mean, I worked all day. This is my yesterday and today. Uh, I noticed that sometimes my best work comes if I'm flowing and we get a couple days off, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. What we talked about before. Something I think about that is, moving to 5D, like, just having that where you have the financial freedom just kind of do what you want.
Yeah.
Like you got to be
That's
the type of
5D to me.
person that's going to do something. Not
Yeah.
everyone is. And I know there was a time when I was younger. I did have more financial freedom, but man, all I wanted to do is drink beer and watch TV at that time. So I didn't really do anything with it. Now, if I had financial freedom and would I be more active? Because a lot of times I feel like, man, I'm here, I'm serving God at my job, I work in the hospital, and I'm doing it, and it's bringing me a lot of blessings. You know what I mean? A lot of energy. It's got to be service to others here. You got to have your heart chakra open. You got to see the world not from an ego fear based thing, but from a heart centric, love based consciousness of unity and compassion and caring, rather than the other. And I think that's we're talking about 5D. That's I think essentially what it boils down to is that shift in consciousness where you're not looking at the old earth ways of, well, I just want to get more money, and I want more power, and I want more sex. Not that any of those are bad things, but I mean, there's a lot of people now who are very successful who, and the money in itself was not a means to an end. My father was pretty successful financially in the 70s, and it didn't really make him happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people have the whole dream of, when I make it in music or whatever your profession is, and I'm there, I'm on the top, I got the money, and and never really did the other work, the inner work, to you know fulfill themselves. You know what I mean? To be like, all I need is what's inside, and like you say, I mean, hey man, some financial freedom where I could, ideally you wake up and you meditate and you have a little workout and eat healthy and maybe you do a video, maybe you volunteer, but you're doing what you want. You know what I mean? That's right now. That's a retirement dream. We want to move down to South Georgia, get a little land, grow some food. Have the time if we want to volunteer, we want to travel a little bit. Free up making some videos by the time, or doing something that you enjoy, where it comes from the heart, not just from a drive to pay the rent and put food on the table.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. So I hope you feel better. Remember, it's just ascension symptoms. That's all it is.
That's what that lady. That's what she
That's
was
what she
talking
was
about.
talking about. Just mean you're.
Listen, man,
Listen, man.
this is
This is
symptoms of
symptoms
an
of an
unhealthy
unhealthy
lifestyle.
lifestyle. Not that at all.
This
I'm
is
not saying
all
you
it
have.
is.
I know you're vegan and you do eat right. I'm not saying you have to.
Shit. No, no,
I
no,
just think
no,
there's
no.
some people out there who are, and
I was gonna say
they're being
I
very
want to be
willful,
vegan.
not doing anything to change their life, because it's like, I don't need to change anything, man. This just proves it. I'm ascending. I'm sick all the time. I'm crazy. I can't hold a
Well, see,
job. I can't have
that's
a
what you're picking
relationship.
up on. She's
I'm
saying,
ascending. So,
oh, that's what you're
that's what
picking.
you're
If
picking.
she's
If she's
saying that,
saying that,
mm,
yeah.
remember
She
you're
doesn't really say
responsible
it,
if
but
you
if
lead
you
people
lead people
astray.
astray, she doesn't really say it, but it's
Eh,
if you're one of the people where you're going through and you're kind of like, this sounds good, 3D to 5D ascending, but man, I mean, I'm sick all the time. I got these psychological issues, man. I can't hold a job. I can't have a relationship. I mean, I'm just living in my parents' basement. You know what I mean? Oh, that explains it. I'm ascending. I don't need to do anything. I need to sit here in my mom's basement, eat fig Newtons, and watch YouTube because I'm ascending. I'd be sick as hell. I'm crazy, but I mean, I'm just saying there's that level. You know what I mean? I don't think that's good.
oh
Not
man,
to take advantage of people like that who, maybe do have some health issues or some mental issues, and now
but this
but
what
this
I
what I
told
told
you.
do anything about that.
There
There
is
is
Ralph
Ralph
Smart calls
Smart
them the
calls them the
inorganic
inorganic
one.
ones. Yeah.
There's
There's
beings who are
beings who are
totally
totally
invested
invested
in
in
keeping you
keeping
here.
you here. Yeah.
That
Think
is
about it. I mean,
that is
that is
job
job
one.
one.
There is
There
no
is no
job two.
job two. No, it's a look up a term called Loosh, Loosh, It's an old term, but it means this basically the sort of negative, emotional, spiritual energy that we put off, the negative stuff, you know,
Spell it again.
Loosh.
L O O S H.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, it just means that, you know, and you have like the Ralph Smart said what do you call them? Negative. What does he call them? The negative ones?
Oh, Ralph calls them the inorganic one.
Inorganic ones. You know that
Yeah.
they're inorganic and they're feeding off of our energy, and they need this level of loosh, of this negative energy, this fear, competition, the whole 3D matrix to feed them. So of course that's where they're at. They don't want anything to change. I mean, I think they're behind the sort of transhumanism movement, um, genetic modification. Because if you can take the Earth, which itself is ascending, is moving to the next level of evolution, and modify it so that that can't happen, according to their way of thinking, then it won't. And you can see what they're doing. I mean, they're trying to put everything in with AI, transhumanism, genetically modifying everything, including humans.
But
There's a
what if there's a program in the program that
that
seeks them
seeks
out
them out
and
and
devours them?
devours them. I don't know. I hope so. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, I think. Ultimately, light wins. You know what I mean?
What's what? What's right and
It's
what's
all
wrong?
gonna go back to where it was, but it's the journey to be experienced. And you have to
Yeah.
decide where you are along your spiritual evolution. Are you ready to take that next step? Or are you not? Are you happy where you are? And like Dolores Cannon said, maybe some kind of splitting where this is my theory. Okay, the Earth itself is ascending, is evolving. Okay, and the way it's going to do this is to keep incarnating in human form. Your soul has to have reached a certain level of maturity of evolution. You know what I mean? And anyone who's not at that level has not opened up like their heart center, is still selfish, is still looking for the old things, or they're not going to go to hell or something, but they're just going to go somewhere else, another 3D Earth perhaps, or maybe another planet, another dimension, where you can just keep working on yourself at this level, and hopefully, me and you are, and a lot of other people, have reached that level where we're like we can ascend. We can be on the timeline where things are getting better. You know what I mean? Our culture and our government reflects a heart centric, love based unity consciousness rather than one of fear, competition, greed, and separation.
Yeah.
So
Well, we're
check
gonna
me out
hope
my
for
new
the best.
channel, New Earth Ascension. I'll put up a link in the comments.
All right.
That's gonna be
Excellent. Yeah, I'm out of
I'm out of
energy.
energy. Yeah, me too. I gotta go do 3D stuff. So I'll see you in the video, and thanks, man. I always enjoy it. I'm a little low energy today. I'm kind of getting my second wind here or something. But yeah, I gotta go and I gotta go do some 3D shit.
All right,
All
now
right,
take it
now
easy,
take it
Dr.
easy, Dr.
Terrence Michael
Terrence Michael
Demeter,
Demeter,
DC.
yes, sir. I'll see you. Bye bye.
All right, till next time.
Next time.
All right. Uh oh,
Uh oh.
I gotta figure out how
I
to
forgot
close
how to
this
close
out.
this out. Turn it off, man. Turn it off.